It's the beginner locksmith. Today we're doing another equipment overview on the Xhorse's XP005 key cutting machine right here. On this overview, I'll cover the features, how to operate it, and go over its pros and cons of this machine. I'm gonna go over some key features and some other stuff right now. Okay, this machine is strictly for automotive. It does everything you need it to do for basic automotive keys. There we go. Car keys. You know, I don't really know all the tricks or anything like that. I know pretty much what everyone else knows and what you learn as you go. Let's see. This is the M1 jaw. It's typically made for cutting edge cut keys like that, and it'll do it in one go. M2 jaw is for high security keys, such as the Han 66, and it'll take 2 tries or 2 goes. There we go. And to use this machine to its fullest, you need internet, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth or something. I typically use it for my phone, but in this case, I'm using it from my Key Tool Max Pro just because I'm filming with my phone. And you can see it has Wi-Fi right there, so that's how I'm controlling it. And that's the only way to use it to its full extent, because it needs to access its database for key codes, key fill-in software, and all that. I've never successfully used this function, nor this function. I've never even tried to use that. Don't know what that is. I mean, I've tried to look and doesn't seem to be anything. This universal key duplication, it's never really come for me. I suppose there's a niche use for this, but for me personally, I don't think I'll ever need this. Let's see. Let's go to, this is a vehicle database. This is mainly what you'll use for key duplications, right? That's the, you know, you'll go to the whatever car. Nissan. There we go. See, it tells you how to position the key and everything. So, and clamp type. In this case, like it's because it's an edge cut key, it'd be on 1. I have some other stuff came with on the side. So you have to kind of unscrew it, as you see there. There we go. There we go. And then you clamp it from the side. I hope I got it right, but you know, if I didn't get it right, you'll see what happens to it. There we go. Then you tighten it. Okay. So you hope you got it right. I want to go decode key. So let's see. Okay, so it decoded the key, and those are supposed to be the cuts. It looks correct, but to double check, I go to find the bidding. And yes, that is the correct key code. And a lot of times you can use the find the bidding to double check if you decoded a key or something like that. Sometimes the customer gives you one key and it can't decode it properly. You know, this just gives you a double check. Or if you do use if you fill it in yourself, you can use the find the bidding to double check. Not every key bidding has a key code, but most of them do, you know. I've heard some new Subarus don't, things like that. But for the most part, the average car should have a key code. The average key bitting should have a key code to it. So there's that. There we go. Now I can cut the key. I can do whatever I need to do. I'm gonna leave for now because, you know, there's that. Cut by bitting. I mean, they all go to the same thing, but, you know, if you know your, like I said, the keyway's NSN14, you know the way. So let's say I leash sheet it and I don't know what it is. Actually, hold on. I mean, they all lead to the same spot, basically. There we go. Right? And say I decoded the door lock. Typically, the door lock will have the last 8. Let me see. Oops, I messed up. That's on me. So there you go. That'll be 24. 33, 23, 24, right? Then now you can put decode key. Oops, actually, I'm sorry. Find bitting. Right? We already know because we checked it, you know, but this is hypothetically if you had no key to work with, you decoded it with a leash or something on the door, and they give you those cuts, it gives you these options. There are other services I use. Instacode is one. Lock codes is another. You know, Xhorse has their own internal, which comes with the machines. They don't necessarily have this service outside the machine. You have to have their machine to access it, but you know, there's that. And you know, and it doesn't have anything. It's the Xhorse version is probably the weakest version of all these softwares, but I mean, it's good enough. When you're starting out, it's good enough. It'll get you what you need to do. All keys lost. Again. So you have no keys, but you bought the key code from someone. Because there's services that do that. VIN the code or something like that. There we go. And you have the cuts right there. So just a small overview of everything you can do. At a price point of $1,600 to $1,700, depending on the supplier, you know, it doesn't break the bank. It does everything you need to do. It works with you. Some of the cons, I would say, well, one of the pros is, you know, it doesn't break the bank. It does what you need to do. You can get by for a while. You know, you won't be doing the newest cars with this, but as far as I know, you know, you're gonna need outside help from other services like other softwares. But this is a great starting point for everyone. Most people choose this as their starting machine when they start out because it doesn't break the bank and it does the most bang for your buck. There are some other machines out there, but this is one I felt is the safest choice when starting out. It's portable. I mean, it weighs about 40 pounds, but, you know, that's still not bad, you know? It's not that big, you know? It's pretty compact. The battery lasting time. Some of the cons are they constantly need updates. It seems like every week there's a new update, and it's actually kind of annoying to update these machines. You have to connect it with your laptop or some sort of computer. With this to your computer, turn off all the security and all the firewalls off your laptop to update this machine. So that's kind of annoying each time you do it. And sometimes the updates don't necessarily make things better. They make things worse. There was a period where I would get a key code to a Honda and it would give me the reverse cuts when I would put that key code. It was kind of annoying. Another con is that it is a robot essentially, right? So it is gonna bug out. It's not gonna do everything perfectly. Sometimes you can adjust everything right and it'll still mess up, you know, because of a bug or something dumb, you know, that you overlooked, or it's just not working properly. But for the most part, that very doesn't happen too often. Also, you have to remember not to lose any of these small pieces. Hold on. When you first get them, they're small pieces like this, similar like this, and the shim. Do not lose them because they come in handy later on. And they're very easy to lose. You know, this is my second one of these things. I lost my first one on a job. I was out and this small piece fell in somewhere and it just disappeared. Typically you put it like that and it'll stop at a shoulder for whatever keys have a shoulder. Say for this key right there, see how that's the right where my thumb points, that's kind of where the shoulder is. Or right there where I'm kind of rubbing it, that's like the shoulder. And it's good for a tip stop for the shoulders of a key, for say those old Honda or Acura keys, HD103 I believe. So do not lose those little pieces. So that's another con. You have the little pieces to lose. But I mean, my final thoughts, overall, this is a great machine. I have very little complaints on it. Just every now and then, you know, like I said, it bugs out. But if you take care of it, you know, it'll take care of you. And for a price point of 1,600, 1,700, it does everything I needed to do, and I would honestly recommend it. And it should be, if you're starting out, this should probably be your go-to machine. You know, there are others out there. I've heard a TM2 Magic Tank. I've heard good and bad things about that, and more bad things than good. So I was hesitant to grab that one, even though that one's at a price point of 1,200 around there. I was hesitant because there's more bad things I heard than good, you know. And then there's a kunai. I've also heard good and bad things, but more bad things as well. So with this machine, I've heard more good things, and then the bad things weren't that bad. So I'm like, oh well, you know, if I'm starting out, this seems to be the less riskiest machine, you know. I mean, when you invest in a machine, you know, they're all kind of risky in a sense, but I trust this one, and it's in a way become my partner and my buddy. So, beginner Locksmith signing off. It's a very messy machine. I forgot to mention that. Thanks for watching.